Every once in a while, a video appears on YouTube that leaves people completely speechless. Not because of special effects or dramatic editing, but because the story feels almost impossible to believe. This is one of those stories, a transformation so unexpected that millions of viewers found themselves questioning whether someone could really change that much. This article explores a remarkable journey of transformation from a notorious bully to a compassionate individual on YouTube, highlighting the impactful stories and lessons learned along the way. The world of online content can be a mixed bag. On one hand, we have hilarious cat videos, and on the other, we have stories that make us question humanity. One such story is about a bully who turned their life around, and it's nothing short of astonishing. Imagine someone who once thrived on making others miserable, now spreading kindness and understanding. Sounds like a movie plot, right? But this is real life, and it's happening right before our eyes on platforms like YouTube. The journey begins with a person whose actions cause pain and suffering to many. Bullying is often fueled by deeper issues, personal struggles, social pressures, and a need for validation. This individual, like many bullies, might have felt powerless in other areas of life, leading them to exert control over their peers. The cycle of bullying often perpetuates itself, creating a toxic environment that affects not just the victims, but also the bully. The question is, what changed? How does someone shift from being a source of pain to a beacon of hope? In this case, the turning point came unexpectedly. It wasn't a grand moment of redemption, but rather a series of small realizations. Perhaps it was a comment from a victim that struck a chord, or maybe a moment of reflection during a quiet night. This pivotal moment ignited a desire for change. The realization marked the beginning of a completely different path. The journey from bully to ally is not just about stopping harmful behavior. It's about understanding the impact of one's actions and choosing to do better. Supportive figures played a crucial role in this transformation. Friends, mentors, and even family members stepped in to guide the individual. They offered a listening ear, shared their own experiences, and helped the bully see the world through a different lens. This support network made all the difference. It's essential to have people who believe in you when you're trying to change. After all, change is hard, and it's easy to slip back into old habits without the right encouragement. The community's reaction to this transformation was mixed. While many praised the effort and acknowledged the growth, others remained skeptical. After all, trust takes time, especially when someone has a history of hurtful actions. Rebuilding trust takes time, especially after people have been hurt. However, this individual didn't shy away from the past. They openly discussed their mistakes, fostering an environment of honesty and accountability. Through this journey, valuable lessons emerged. Personal growth is not just a buzzword, it's a real and ongoing process. The importance of empathy became clear, as did the need to understand the consequences of one's actions. It's a journey filled with ups and downs, but it leads to a better understanding of oneself and the world around us. This story of transformation is a powerful reminder that change is possible. It encourages others, both victims and former bullies, to seek kindness and understanding. By sharing their journey on YouTube, this individual has sparked conversations about bullying, empathy, and the potential for change. After all, if one person can change, why can't we all? The journey of a bully often begins in the shadows of their own struggles. It's not just about being mean or wanting to hurt others. Many times, bullies are shaped by their environment. They might face challenges at home or feel pressure from peers. These factors can create a perfect storm, leading to a path filled with negativity. Imagine a young person who feels powerless. They might be dealing with issues like, these influences can turn a once innocent child into a bully. Think about it. When someone feels weak, they might lash out to feel strong. Bullying becomes a way to gain control, even if it's at the expense of someone else's happiness. It's a sad cycle that often goes unnoticed. In the early days, this bully may have been just like any other kid. They laughed, played, and had dreams. But as they grew, the weight of their surroundings began to shape their behavior. Friends who encouraged negative actions or adults who failed to address their misbehavior created a toxic mix. With each taunt and each shove, the bully's heart grew colder. They began to believe that being tough was the only way to survive. But let's not forget, this behavior doesn't exist in a vacuum. Schools, neighborhoods, and even online spaces can foster a culture where bullying is seen as normal. The bully might feel like they're just fitting in. They might not even realize the pain they're causing. It's a tragic misunderstanding of strength and power. As we dive deeper into this story, it's essential to recognize that the rise of a bully is often a cry for help. They may not know how to express their struggles. Instead, they project their pain onto others. Understanding this can help us approach the issue with compassion. After all, everyone has a story, and sometimes the loudest bullies are the ones who need the most help. Every story has a turning point, a moment when everything changes. For our subject, this moment came unexpectedly. It was a typical day, filled with the usual chaos that defined his life as a bully. But then, something happened that shook him to his core. A confrontation with a former victim led him to finally see the pain he had caused. It was as if a light bulb turned on in his mind. He realized that his actions were not just harmless fun. They had real consequences. Imagine standing in front of someone you once tormented. The look in their eyes, filled with hurt and fear, was like a mirror reflecting his own insecurities. This was his wake-up call. He began to question everything. Why did he bully? What was he trying to prove? This moment was pivotal. It marked the beginning of a long journey towards self-discovery and change. But change didn't happen overnight. It was a process, one that required deep reflection and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. He started to seek help. This is where the influence of supportive figures came into play. Friends and mentors stepped in to guide him, helping him understand that he could choose a different path. They encouraged him to embrace empathy instead of fear. He learned to listen rather than shout, to comfort rather than harm. Support was crucial during this transformation. The role of mentors and friends cannot be overstated. They offered insights and perspectives that he had never considered. Their encouragement helped him realize that change was not only possible, but necessary. Here are a few ways they influenced. As he began to change, he noticed something remarkable. The more he focused on kindness, the more he felt fulfilled. It was like a weight had been lifted. He became passionate about making amends, not just for himself, but for others. He started reaching out to those he had hurt, apologizing and trying to make things right. This transformation did not go unnoticed. The community reacted with a mix of hope and skepticism. Some people were supportive, applauding his efforts. Others were wary, questioning whether he could truly change. But he pressed on, determined to prove that he was not the person he once was. His journey was just beginning, and he was ready to embrace it. In the journey of transformation, the role of supportive figures can't be overstated. Think about it. When someone is stuck in a cycle of negativity, having the right people around can make all the difference. For our once notorious bully, it was like a light bulb moment when they encountered individuals who genuinely cared. These mentors and friends didn't just point out the flaws, they offered a pathway to change. Imagine being in a dark room feeling lost and alone. Then, suddenly, someone opens a window and lets the light in. That's what the presence of supportive figures felt like. They listened without judgment. They shared their own stories of struggle. This connection helped the bully realize that everyone has their battles. It's like they were holding up a mirror, reflecting the potential for goodness that lay beneath the tough exterior. One key figure was a teacher who saw beyond the bullying facade. This teacher took the time to understand the bully's background. They discovered that the bullying was often a mask for deeper insecurities. The teacher's compassion was a game changer. Instead of punishment, they offered guidance. They taught the bully about empathy, showing how their actions affected others. This wasn't just a lesson in school, it was a lesson in life. Family also played a crucial role. A supportive sibling stepped in, sharing their own experiences with bullying. They created a safe space for honest conversations. This sibling encouraged the bully to express feelings rather than lash out. It's fascinating how a simple chat can spark change. It was as if the bully was given a new set of tools to navigate the world. In addition to these personal connections, the community had its part to play. Local organizations reached out, offering mentorship programs. They provided a platform for the bully to engage with others who had similar experiences. This sense of belonging was vital. It helped the bully see that they weren't alone in their struggles. They learned that change is possible, and it often starts with support. The influence of these supportive figures was profound. They didn't just help the bully change, they helped them grow into a compassionate individual. This transformation wasn't an overnight success. It took time, patience, and a lot of hard work. But with the right people by their side, the journey became a little less daunting. The experience demonstrated how important support and encouragement can be. The transformation of a once notorious bully into a more compassionate individual sparked a whirlwind of reactions within the community. People were divided. Some embraced the change, while others remained skeptical. It's a classic case of trust issues. After all, how do you forgive and forget when hurtful memories linger? Many former victims found it hard to believe that the bully had genuinely changed. They recalled the pain and humiliation they experienced. It's like trying to trust a storm after it has wreaked havoc on your home. However, there were also those who saw the potential for growth and redemption. They understood that change is possible, even for someone who had caused so much pain. Community forums lit up with discussions. Some people expressed their support, sharing stories of their own journeys toward forgiveness. Others voiced their doubts. Here's a glimpse of what was said. These conversations were crucial. They allowed individuals to express their feelings and share their experiences, creating a dialogue that was both necessary and healing. The community began to realize that while the past was painful, the future could be brighter if they worked together. In time, the bully's efforts to make amends started to resonate. Community events were organized, focusing on anti-bullying initiatives and promoting kindness. People began to see the transformation not just as a personal journey, but as an opportunity for collective healing. It was like planting seeds of hope in a garden that had once been barren. The reactions from the community highlighted a vital lesson. Change is a process, and it often requires patience and understanding. While some remained cautious, others chose to embrace the possibility of a new beginning, proving that even the deepest wounds can heal with time and effort. Throughout this incredible journey of transformation, several valuable lessons emerged. The most striking realization: understanding the impact of one's actions can change everything. It's like flipping a switch. Suddenly, the world looks different. For someone who once thrived on causing pain, this shift is monumental. One key lesson is the importance of empathy. Before, the bully might not have considered how their actions affected others, but as they reflected on their past, they began to see things through a different lens. Imagine walking a mile in someone else's shoes. It's not easy, but it's essential. This newfound empathy opened doors to understanding and healing. Another crucial insight was the power of community. During the transformation, support from friends and mentors proved invaluable. They became a lifeline, showing that change is possible. It's like being in a boat during a storm. Having someone steady at the helm makes all the difference. The realization that others genuinely care can inspire a person to strive for better. Additionally, the journey highlighted the significance of self-reflection. Taking time to look inward is vital. It's about acknowledging past mistakes and learning from them. This process can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary for growth. The bully learned that facing their demons was the first step toward becoming a better person. Lastly, the importance of spreading kindness cannot be overstated. As this individual transformed, they felt a strong urge to give back. They started initiatives to raise awareness about bullying, encouraging others to choose kindness over cruelty. It's a ripple effect. One act of kindness can inspire countless others to do the same. In summary, the lessons learned during this transformation were profound. They taught the value of empathy, the strength of community, the need for self-reflection, and the importance of spreading kindness. These insights not only changed the bully's life, but also have the potential to change lives around them. Reflecting on one's past can be a daunting task. For someone who once walked the path of a bully, this journey is filled with mixed emotions. There were days filled with pride, but those were overshadowed by moments of regret. Imagine standing in front of a mirror, not just seeing your face, but the faces of those you hurt. It's a heavy weight to carry. At first, it was hard to admit the pain caused to others. The laughter and bravado of bullying masked deeper insecurities. It was a cycle that spiraled out of control. But then came the moment of clarity. I realized that every harsh word and cruel action left scars. This realization hit like a thunderclap. It forced me to confront my past. I had to ask myself, What kind of person do I want to be? The emotional journey wasn't easy. Each step towards understanding my past was like peeling an onion layer by layer, revealing tears and vulnerabilities. I had to face the truth. I was not just a bully, I was a person in pain. This led to a profound change in perspective. I began to see others not as targets, but as human beings with their own struggles. Support played a vital role in this transformation. Friends and mentors stepped in, offering guidance when I needed it most. They helped me navigate through the fog of guilt. Their encouragement was like a lighthouse, guiding me to safer shores. It made me realize that change is possible, but it requires effort and support. As I reflected, I also learned about the importance of empathy. Understanding the impact of my actions on others was crucial. It became clear that kindness could be a powerful tool. The more I practiced it, the more I felt it change me from the inside out. It was like planting seeds of compassion that blossomed over time. In sharing my story, I hope to inspire others. If I can change, so can anyone. The journey of self-reflection is ongoing. I still have moments of doubt, but I remind myself of the lessons learned. The focus shifted toward learning from past mistakes and making better choices. It's about embracing the journey, flaws and all. And that, my friends, is the essence of personal transformation. The transformation of a notorious bully can have a profound ripple effect on those around them. When someone who once inflicted pain begins to change, it sparks hope and inspires others to reflect on their own actions. This journey can motivate both former victims and fellow bullies to seek change. It's like tossing a stone into a still pond. The ripples reach far beyond the initial splash. Many former victims find strength in seeing their bully evolve. They realize that change is possible, even for those who once caused them harm. This newfound hope can lead to, on the flip side, other bullies might also feel inspired. They see that it's never too late to change. When they witness the positive impact of transformation, it can encourage them to reconsider their own behavior. This is crucial because, moreover, the individual who transformed often becomes a beacon of hope within their community. They might share their story through social media, workshops, or local events. This not only raises awareness about bullying, but also promotes a culture of kindness. Their journey serves as a reminder that, as they engage with the community, they often face skepticism. Some people may struggle to forgive or forget past actions. However, this skepticism can also be a catalyst for deeper conversations about forgiveness and understanding. It encourages a dialogue about the complexities of human behavior and the importance of second chances. The impact of a bully's transformation extends far beyond their personal journey. It creates a movement towards kindness, understanding, and a collective effort to combat bullying. When one person changes, it challenges everyone to reflect on their actions, and that, my friends, is where real change begins. Creating awareness about bullying is not just a noble cause, it's a vital mission. The journey of transformation from a bully to a compassionate individual can serve as a powerful catalyst for change. The individual's story has inspired many to take action, sparking conversations that were once hushed. But how does one turn personal growth into a movement? It starts with sharing experiences. One of the most effective ways to create awareness is through storytelling. When the former bullies shared their journey on YouTube, it resonated with countless viewers. People connected with the raw honesty of the narrative. They saw not just a bully, but a person who had struggled and learned. This connection is crucial. It's about making the audience feel. It's about making them think, if they can change, maybe I can too. Moreover, the individual launched several initiatives aimed at educating others about the impact of bullying. These initiatives include, in addition to these initiatives, the individual collaborated with local organizations to host community events. These events aim to foster understanding and encourage dialogue about bullying. They are designed to break the silence that often surrounds this issue. When communities come together, change becomes possible. It's about creating an environment where everyone feels safe to speak up. But awareness doesn't stop at events or campaigns. It's also about using platforms like YouTube to reach a broader audience. Videos can be a powerful tool. They can show the emotional weight of bullying. They can highlight the importance of empathy. When viewers see real stories, they are more likely to reflect on their actions and attitudes. This ripple effect can lead to significant changes in behavior. As the community rallied around these efforts, the response was overwhelmingly positive. Many people began sharing their own stories, creating a supportive network that empowered others. However, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Some remained skeptical, questioning the sincerity of the transformation. This skepticism, while challenging, opened up further discussions about accountability and growth. In summary, creating awareness about bullying involves a mix of personal storytelling, community engagement, and digital outreach. It's about sparking conversations that matter and encouraging others to reflect on their actions. The journey of transformation is not just personal, it's a shared experience that can inspire many. Together, we can foster a culture of kindness and understanding, one story at a time. Creating a strong support network is crucial for anyone looking to change their life, especially for those who have walked the difficult path of bullying. It's like building a bridge over troubled waters. You need solid materials to support you as you cross from one side to another. So, how do you start? First, it's important to surround yourself with people who genuinely care. Think of friends, family, mentors, or even community members who believe in your potential for change. When I was on my journey, I discovered that having someone to talk to made all the difference. It's not just about having someone listen, it's about having someone who can offer constructive feedback. A supportive friend can help you see things from a different perspective. They can remind you of your goals when you feel lost. For instance, I had a mentor who would remind me that every small step counts. This encouragement kept me moving forward. Moreover, it's essential to create a safe space where you can share your thoughts without fear of judgment. This is where the magic happens. When you feel safe, you can open up about your past and the mistakes you've made. You can reflect on how those actions affected others. It's a healing process, not just for you, but for those you've hurt. A support network can help facilitate these conversations. Consider the following elements when building your support network. In addition, engaging with community groups focused on anti-bullying initiatives can expand your support network. These groups often provide resources, workshops, and forums where you can connect with others who share similar experiences. You can share your story, listen to others, and learn from their journeys. This shared experience can be incredibly powerful. Lastly, remember that building a support network is not a one-time event, it's an ongoing process. Just like tending to a garden, you need to nurture these relationships. Reach out regularly, check in on friends, and be there for them as well. The more you invest in these connections, the stronger your support network will become. What makes this story so powerful isn't where it started, but where it ended. It serves as a reminder that personal growth is possible, accountability matters, and people are capable of becoming better versions of themselves. The journey wasn't easy, but that's exactly what makes it meaningful. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Do you believe people can truly change? Let us know, and we'll see you in the next video.